Good morning, Millbrook. Um, I want to start by saying thank you to Reverend Hardy for this opportunity to talk to you. And I want to thank each of you who have logged in today. The photo collage that was on your screen as you logged in were all photos of my half-brother, Mac Robinson. My brother Mac was already in high school when I was born, and so even in my earliest memories, he is my hero. He would pick me up from preschool in the family car, an enormous truck known as the Blue Beast, and we would ride around Salt Lake City, drinking Slurpees and eating the licorice that he bought in 5-pound bags when he did the family grocery shopping. The big bag was cheaper than the small bag, but it was a mix of black and red licorice. No one in my family liked black licorice, so he made a rule that if you were under 4 feet tall, which I was, you had to eat 2 pieces of black licorice before you could have 1 piece of red. To this day, the smell of anise turns my stomach. Mac was always larger than life. Funny and adventurous, he was a star athlete in high school, and he could tell a story and play a prank better than anyone I've ever met. He was also always struggling with addiction in one form or another. He started smoking cigarettes at a young age and was always in the process of quitting or getting ready to quit. Once, when I was 6, I got him in trouble with his future wife when I told her that I had promised Mac that I wouldn't tell her about him smoking on the way to her house. He finally managed to quit once he was married, but by then he had found a new drug and was abusing cocaine. After his first daughter was born, he managed to quit, and the family heaved a collective sigh of relief that our brother wasn't an addict. When I graduated from college, my brother was the #1 heavy equipment salesman in Las Vegas during a time when construction was booming. I decided to move in with him and his 4 children so that I could find a real job and start saving money for my next adventure. When I moved in, I found a bottle of Oxycontin in my bathroom cabinet, but thought nothing of it. He had back trouble and was waiting to have surgery. Once he had surgery, I thought, he wouldn't need the pain medication anymore. A few years later at Christmas, my mom sat on the phone with a pharmacist friend, reading the labels on the prescription bottles that my sister-in-law had found in a shoebox in the closet. My brother's addiction to opioids wasn't obvious at first. Or maybe we didn't want to see it, and so accepted the increasingly strange excuses that he offered. At a family reunion, he had a terrible stomach bug that made him sweaty and sick to his stomach. We were all just very lucky that we didn't get it too. By the time his addiction was obvious, my sister-in-law had asked my brother to move out, and he was struggling to hold down a job. They lost their house, and my sister-in-law took the kids to live with her parents. Through all of this, I had a fantasy that I could save him. I would get a 2-bedroom apartment somewhere away from the drugs, and he could get clean and turn his life around. On a cold December afternoon, I sat with my brother in our grandmother's driveway. His car reeked of smoke, which was usually a sign that he was trying not to use drugs. I begged him to quit. I told him that it was too much to ask that I live without my brother. I told him that I needed him, that I needed my family. My brother, in a moment of beautiful and brutal honesty, replied, "If I can quit, I will." The last time I saw him, he was clean, or he said that he was clean. Long-term opioid use changes people. It blurs the line between high and sober. It can also do extensive damage to the body, specifically the heart. My brother had experienced strokes and blood clots that had almost killed him. In addition to his fight against addiction, he had started fighting for his life. He no longer needed to overdose in order for his addiction to kill him. On April 29th, 2016, my mom called to tell me that Mac had died of heart failure. Why tell this story? If someone had come to my brother and told him his own story, I doubt that it would have made a difference. He probably would have pitied the man in the story, or even thought that he was weak or stupid. He would not have believed that it could happen to him. So then why tell the story? There is a small hope that it will touch at least one of you. That if you love someone who is addicted, you will know that you are not alone. If you love someone who is addicted, I hope that you will believe me when I tell you that you cannot heal your loved one. You are not responsible for their illness. They are ill. And just as you cannot cause or cure another person's cancer, you did not cause, nor can you cure their addiction. Also, if you are currently struggling with an addictive substance, I hope that you will believe me when I tell you that quitting is not a matter of strength or weakness. It is an illness that requires medical attention and treatment. Finally, I want to give you a face, a story to attach to the opioid epidemic. When you read an article or see a news story about the people who continue to die from opioids, I want you to think of the real and wonderful people that we are losing to drugs. My brother was not just a number. He was my first friend. He was strong and intelligent. He was charismatic and funny. He was loving and kind. And he was addicted. Thank you.